When I was speaking to our audience, we asked 1,000 women to submit their questions ahead of this conversation. And one of the most asked questions, all the most asked questions sort of related to understanding hormones. I think the conversation around hormones is quite a new one in society. And I actually think it's been driven a lot by a heightened understanding of menopause generally.
I think the conversation of hormones around outside of fertility and the general menstrual cycle, I can right now draw from memory exactly what's going to happen in a normal menstrual cycle. But when I saw maybe 3 years ago an academic paper that showed all of the locations of the G-coupled estrogen receptors in the human body.
What's that?
I lost my mind. So basically, where are the estrogen receptors in the human body? And they're everywhere. The brain, the bones, the muscle, the gut, almost nothing, the endothelial, the lining of the individual blood vessels around our heart. It's really radical to me to think about how all these sex hormones, or the progesterone, estrogen, testosterone hormones, are everywhere.
What is a hormone?
They're not actually sex hormones.
Hormones are your body's communication system, right? So it is really how your body is sending out messengers to communicate. So a hormone is dictating an action. But one thing that I think is very important, and to your point, Stephen, is even things that we were readily taught about, the menstrual cycle and estrogen, progesterone, testosterone, the public is now becoming aware of, because we've not done a good job at public education, that this is what's really happening in your body. This is what your menstrual cycle is. This is what happens when you go through menopause. This is what happens when you're trying to train for a sport. We haven't had these discussions publicly that we are seeing. And I think that is highlighting interest in all of this, even if some of us were taught some of this. But when it comes to hormones, everybody wants really easy, fast. Draw my level, tell me what to do, give me a medicine, fix it. And I think the most important thing to understand is that by definition, your hormones are dynamic. Your body is responding to the hormonal signal it sees and determining what next signal to send out. So constant fluctuation throughout the day in response to multiple stimuli. And that's how it's supposed to be. If we didn't do that, we'd all be dead.
It's a symphony.
But that makes it really hard for somebody to understand on the other end who's not in medicine, who says, well, is it my hormones? Because there's no one test that's going to give you one answer. You have to really interpret it in context of the full body. And it makes it really hard for practitioners who do not understand the hormones as well. And we see a lot of mismanagement of hormonal scenarios and situations right now that are actually detrimental to patients. So I'm glad you're having this discussion, because that's not a stupid question. What is a hormone? Many people don't really understand that.
What